enums, we've seen this already in a concrete case. Often we have our model, we want our model to encode categorical information. And we can encode this in a classic way using integers, right? We have a set of possible choices. We can just label them 0, 1, 2, 3. And then we could have, int sex. In other words, there's a variable called sex that's an int, an integer, so 0, 1, 2. Int province, right? The problem with it is that we could accidentally, inadvertently assign a sex to a province, for example. And if we saw a 0, we don't know what it is in isolation. Is this talked about as 0 with respect to province or 0 with respect to sex? We could add a sex to a province, which makes no more sense than adding an area to a length. So we make use of what are called enumerations, enums. And this is really useful. It can spot problems. So enums in Java let us give names to information, refer to the names in our code, like PIAC, like network connection file, convert the names into associated values, compare names, and define, in fact, operations on names. So we could have enum sex, male, female, enum province, these sort of things. Then we could say, okay, this is someone's sex, this is someone's province, and this will cause an error. Never the twain shall meet. They're distinct. And it knows what NL is, what ND is, what PEI is, even though you folks may not. So, for example, here, if you open up this model, ABM model with birth depth, you'll see a bunch of enums, sex, ethnicity, are defined, and then we can use those constants within the code. Okay, so we can define these components. So those are enums. Give names to things, and let us then manipulate those names, and we can refer to the names in our code. For example, parameters can be associated with enums, and we could assign them values like male and female, etc. And we could have if statements that depend on this. And this is an example of how we can say assign a random ethnicity. We get a value between 0 and the number of possible ethnicities, -1, I think, and then we return. This is the same type of expression we saw before. This gives us all possible values ethnicity can have. We pick out the ith of it. This is a random number from 0 to the length of that. We pick out that element. Return. Okay. I think I'm going to drop this discussion right now because I really do want to get on to calibration here. So, any questions about that material before we finish the class here with calibration? This is going to be substantive material. I want to be sure to give at least an hour for it. Yeah, you want it? Yes. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. I'll stop the recording and. Ooh.